Hello and good afternoon, everybody. It's Stark and welcome back to another video. Well, I know I've been gone a little bit. I had life thrown in front of me. I had to make some quick money, get my money up before I can continue videos. Just the way the world works. Sometimes you have to stop doing something that you enjoy just so you can already get back on your feet and do things properly. So yeah, let's get straight into this. I have a story about my coworker that when I work at a dealership now, if you guys don't know, so I was gonna say that really quick so it makes a little bit more sense. My coworker's been working at this dealership for a little bit more time than I have, more like a couple of years in this industry, and someone ended up stealing a vehicle. So I'm gonna get more into that in the story right now, how the whole thing happened, how the process led it up to that position. But yeah, and if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe because that truly does help me out. Again, guys, I'm just a small channel. I'm trying to get out there, and every like and every sub, even every comment, whether it's good or bad, it just helps me out at the end of the day. Well, thank you so much, guys. Let's get straight into it. So this story took place around 45 years ago. I really can't give you guys a time date because I can get in trouble for talking about these type of videos, and so I have to be a little bit more careful what I have to say. All I can say is I do work at a Toyota dealership at the moment, so it was a Tundra that was stolen throughout the time. So back on track onto the actual story. A couple years ago, this couple came in looking for a Tundra. I don't know what trim level. I believe it was an SR5. I'm not 200. I'm not 100% sure about that. However, this couple came in. They looked pretty normal. They came in, and the salesman at the time looked at them, picked them up. It was his rotation at the time. It was his up system. For those who work at a dealership, you guys know what I mean. But for those who don't, basically every dealership has a rotation system where you get like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, depends on the dealership, where it's your opportunity to grab an individual or a customer or a client that comes in. So apparently from the description of these customers, they looked extremely wealthy in the sense of like just the way they were composed and the way they would talk. They were very educated, you can say. So this couple came in looking for a truck. I believe they needed the truck just so they can move stuff around, and I believe it's just a guy who just wanted a new truck in a sense because they came in like a very very old scrappy truck. So when they come in, they say they're paying cash, and the salesman was happy. He knew he had something going on. He knew he could make a little bit of money on this deal. So what he does is he does a whole shebang. He gives them the numbers, shows them the numbers, the vehicle presentation, demonstration, and just gives them a good experience overall. So by the time everything rolls down, when the people purchase the vehicle, what the dealership does is that they fill the vehicle up, they get it clean, they get it prepped, and they're ready, just sitting at this little lot part, or it's like like the lot in front, on the side. It's just like a present, good to go vehicle at this point. So then the people go into finance, and throughout finance, they're talking, they're making jokes, they're buying like accessories for the truck at finance. Some people do it before they go into finance or after, but these people decided to do it after. And they make a check and they write it down and they close the checkbook. This is really important. This is like the strategy they kind of use that I figured they use. So what they did is they wrote the check in front of the finance person, right? But they closed the checkbook and put it back away. So I'm assuming in the finances head, he has a check already, nothing's gonna happen, they're gonna pay it. And so what he does is he transfers everything, the title, the vehicle under the name of the new people already without receiving the check. That was like the biggest mistake he made, because you can't transfer everything over until he receives the money. But he decided to do that before he received the money. So he forgot about the check, he never received it in hand. And what the people do is they walk out, they go to the truck, they move everything from their old truck to the new truck, and they just get everything prepared like if it was their truck already. Because in the sense it was, but it wasn't yet. And so what happens is the salesperson, they go back to finance, they get the title in hand because the finance manager said, hey, I forgot to give them the title. Make sure you give it to them, but please make sure you receive the check. So the salesman goes outside and is about to hand the people the title, right? And so as he's walking, he gives them the title and he's like, hey, can I have the check? And he's like, the people were like, oh no, we gave the check to the finance manager already. So the salesman, instead of trusting his finance manager, he believes the finance manager made a mistake. So he turns around, goes inside, and as he's going inside, he hears the truck peel off. These people literally haul ass out the dealership, the lot. They just go. No questions asked. They just haul ass out of there. Because again, can you blame the people? Like, imagine this: the salesman just gives you the title of a vehicle that you haven't even given the check to. Of course they're gonna run off and just leave. They're gonna get caught regardless. And funny part is I do have the second part to this story, because the officer who was on that case, he literally, I asked him about it. He actually told me everything. So what happened after was these people just hauled off. They left, but the police were called obviously because the dealership didn't receive the payment of the vehicle. The vehicle wasn't theirs. It just wasn't. And so these people leave and they're going through, I believe, I can't see the road because then you guys gonna know where I live, but they're going down the highway just going crazy and they do get pulled over. So as these people are getting pulled over, they have the title, the insurance is already under the vehicle. So they believe they're okay. But at the same time, the leading investigator is at the dealership at the moment, receiving everything, getting everything in, taking statements. And then the call comes in, is not too worried. But then the officer who pulled over the people in the truck kind of get told about the situation as he's like running the information. And he's like, oh shit, I have the people here. So what he does is he gets out the truck and goes to approach the people. And he's like, hey, you guys need to get out of the car. Like, you guys have to get out. He called for backup, but they didn't get there in time. So these people just rip. They haul ass again. They just start running down the highway in this truck. So mind you, now it's a high-speed chase, and then it's like 2 or 3 officers following these people down a highway, and then I believe the truck gets spiked, but they were on the run for like, I say, going down the highway at least like 70 to 80 miles an hour, which is fucking ridiculous. You're putting a lot of people's life at risk. But as they're going down, they get spiked. And then funny part is, this dealership gave the officer a dog. They gave him, like, I believe it's called a sponsor dog. I believe it's called. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. And the funny part is that dog's name is Tundra. So what ended up happening was the people get out the truck and run. And that canine unit, the officer I was talking to, he was the one that was telling me everything about the second part of this story. He tells me that he opens his cage for the dog to get let out, and dog just sits on the guy, but the dog gets running down, gets on top of the guy, bites the guy's leg, and just holds him down. And the female just decided to give up at that point because what she can do, outrun the dog once they grab the guy. And so what ended up happening was the people, I believe they went, I don't know what happened, I really didn't ask about it. I believe they just went to jail possibly, or they just ended up having to pay the dealership. But again, all the fines and all the reckless speeding, endangerment, I'm pretty sure they went to jail. He couldn't tell me everything about the case itself. No, but yeah, they ended up stealing the cars. People almost got away with it, but turns out that the same dog that the dealership sponsored the canine officer with got the guy. Funny part, his name is Tundra. So Tundra grabbing a Tundra back from the dealership is absolutely extraordinary in my opinion. But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please again, hit the like button, subscribe. I got crazy more stories. I'm hearing more stories. I have another one about a guy on a test drive getting the vehicle into this lake, and it's kind of ridiculous. So if you guys want to hear about that, please again subscribe, follow the channel, hit the like button, comment Tundra if you guys don't know what to comment. Again, it just helps me out. If you guys can, please just take 10 seconds to write Tundra in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.